The journey has been very hard. 30 plus years, over half my life.
We are on the scene of a tragic drama which unfolded just a short time ago.
This monster, who calls himself Edward Graff, seemed to be caring. Sometimes you can invite evil in without knowing it. I really wish that he would have gotten the death penalty, but instead he was going to be set free.
I testified in my first trial, and I would testify again, and all I can tell them is that, I didn't do it.
It's a lie, just like he lied from the very beginning. What he did is so evil. Even if he died, even if he got the death penalty, I will never have complete justice for what he did. In this box are all the pictures that I have left. This is my box of memories. This picture was taken when I was still single before I married Ed. It's a picture of Joby, Jason, and me. I was divorced for about 4.5, 5 years, working 2 jobs, raising my little guys. I was struggling at the time. I taught school during the day, and I worked from 5 till 9 at a jewelry store at the mall. Sometimes Ed would come in and visit with the other girls that worked there. I thought that he was this guy that had it all together. Good job at the bank, and he was actively involved in his church, and he had a home and a boat. He had a good reputation in town. He was like a pillar of the community. One day I received a call from Ed, and not knowing how he got my phone number, I was surprised. Found out later that it was through one of my friends. He seemed very interested in me. We went to eat a couple of times. So then I got to know him a little bit better. At least I thought I did. I told Ed I was going to move in with my dad because I was having a hard time making ends meet. So one day, unannounced, there was a knock at my door. When I opened the door, I was very surprised to see Ed Graff standing there.
Ed, I wasn't expecting you.
He said he was just in the area and he stopped by.
I know that you said you were packing up this weekend, and I figured I'd surprise you and stop by.
He offered to help me move. It made me feel uneasy that he knew my address.
Come on, you look like you could use another set of hands.
That's very sweet, but you don't have to do that.
I felt like he was almost like stalking me. But at the same time, a part of me was a little bit relieved that I was going to have his help.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to impose.
No, I could use the help.
I expressed to him that all I wanted was friendship out of this. And I was not ready to get into another relationship.
So you could just put those in this box.
Yeah.
Thanks, I really appreciate it.
No, it's my pleasure.
But he continued to come around. He was persistent. Whenever he did some of his deeds to try to help me and make my life easier, it was always in a way that drew a lot of attention.
Claire, hi.
Hi.
And have a seat.
Thank you.
I went into my credit union one day to check on my loan that I was stuck with from my husband.
I was hoping to make a payment today.
Oh. Let's see.
One of the loan officers told me that this young man had been in and that he had paid off my loan.
Your loan has been fully paid for.
I said, well, who would pay that loan?
It looks here like it is a Mr. Ed Graff.
It was Ed.
Ed,
Ed had been in and paid the loan off, several $1,000s. I had mixed emotions. I felt happy, I felt special, but a little reluctant to what was behind all of this. Ed and I were not in a serious relationship.
Hey, Claire.
Ed?
That should like your surprise.
You didn't have to do that.
I know I didn't have to.
When I thanked Ed for paying off the loan, I said, it's a lot of money. That's quite a chunk. He acted like it was just not a big deal. It was nothing. I was just trying to help you.
It's too much. I can't accept
Really,
it.
don't worry about it. I like to help when I can.
Thanks.
It's my pleasure.
When I told one of my family members that he had paid off my loan, they said, this guy is somebody that you need in your life. If he asked you to marry him, you'd be a fool not to.
I think the least I can do is repay you with a cup of coffee.
Coffee would be wonderful.
As Ed and I spent more time together, he won me over. I was willing to give the relationship a chance because I thought in time that maybe my feelings would grow. As Ed and I spent more time together, our relationship wasn't the hot kind of romance, but it was a good choice. We didn't date all that long before he started talking about marriage.
I've been giving this a lot of thought.
He presents me with this gorgeous engagement ring. The ring was much more than I expected. I was really taken back because of the size of it. He also paid for the wedding dress and the honeymoon. I know he had a good job at the bank, but I just wondered how he could afford that. But he assured me that everything was okay. He just seemed to have this life that was so calm and laid out, and I decided to accept his proposal and just move forward. We might not have had that crazy dynamic chemistry, but I thought maybe that it would grow in time. I noticed it started to change after we were told that we were pregnant. Just started seeing more controlling attitude. One afternoon after school, I stopped to do a little shopping and then I went home. And I probably arrived 20, 30 minutes later than I normally do.
Ed? What's wrong?
He was standing there tapping his watch, like, you're late.
Hi, honey.
You know what time it is?
And he said, you usually are home 30 minutes before now. Where have you been? He was keeping tabs on me. And I said, I don't have to get permission from you. You're not my daddy.
I didn't realize I needed your permission to stay out.
He just turned around and walked in the house. I felt like I was being suffocated, but I suppose I thought he was just being super overprotective, like very overprotective of me because I was carrying his child. So I just kind of let it go. Ed has his own idea of how things should go. And if you don't agree with it, there's always some kind of price to pay. This is a good picture. We always had birthday parties, somewhere special. When I first introduced Ed to my sons, he was good with them. I felt like Ed would be a good stepfather. I asked Joby and Jason how they felt about Ed. Did they like him? Would they like for him to be their new stepdad? And they both said yes. They were very excited about it. But when I married Ed, I started seeing a change in him. I feel like Ed wanted Joby and Jason to be non-existent. He wanted them to just disappear into their room. He wanted everything to be just about his baby and his new lifestyle, but without my sons. When I look back, I start seeing all these different little red flags. Joby and Jason were very excited about having a new baby, wanting to be close to their little brother.
Boys, come here.
Until one day, when Ed was not there, it was time to feed him a bottle.
You guys want to help?
No.
No. You were practically begging me the other day.
And they were like, no. And they had this total different change of attitude. So what's going on? This is all you talked about, was getting to handle the baby, hold the baby.
What's wrong? Joby.
We don't want to hold him now.
And they looked down. Instead of looking at me, I said, look at me in the eyes and tell me why you have this change of attitude. And I said, is it Ed?
Did your stepfather say something to you?
And then they said, if Daddy finds out, we're going to get a terrible spanking.
Honey. Well, Ed's not here, and I say that you can hold the baby. Come here. Why don't you help me feed him?
He's at work. I don't care what he said to you. Who wants to go first? I just let it roll off my shoulders because I thought he was concerned about his baby. And this is the part that really haunts me. I didn't realize that he was driving a wedge between me and my sons. I was looking for Ed, and he wasn't in the bedroom, wasn't in the rest of the house. I opened the door, he was in the garage, and the light was off. I noticed that he had a hot dog in his hand, and I asked him what's the deal?
Ed, what are you doing?
Ed said cats were using his flower beds as a litter box. And he said, I'm going to put strychnine in a hot dog, and then it'll take care of them. They'll never be around here again.
That seems a little extreme, Ed.
And I said, that's very cruel. He just said, go on back in the house. I'll be in a few minutes. I never saw that cat again. And it made me have a sick stomach. Because if he could do that to an animal, what is he capable of? If something gets in his way and he doesn't like it, he gets rid of it. That is truly the story of Ed Graff. Joby and Jason were swimming here. They're having fun. They just look free and happy. The boys always loved the water from when they were really little. And one day Ed took it a little too far.
So cute. They're like little fish.
One weekend we were just having fun in the pool, and I noticed that there was a lot of splashing going on. I thought Jason was trying to swim up to the shallow end. Then I realized that Ed was holding him under the water, and he was just thrashing, just trying to get up.
Ed, stop.
And I screamed at him and said, "What are you doing? Let him up." I could see Jason's head, and I could see Ed holding him down. Jason, when he could get up and get a breath, he took a deep breath, and he started crying. He goes, "I couldn't breathe. I couldn't get my..." And he was very upset about it.
Are you okay, honey? Are you sure? You all right? You promise?
I got very angry with Ed, but he just seemed to blow it off.
Why would you do that, Ed?
Oh, we were just horsing around, right, champ?
He said, "We were just playing." I could tell our marriage was really being threatened by his behavior.
Never do that again. If you keep this up, I swear.
I can't continue to expose Joby and Jason to this kind of treatment. And then he said, "If things don't work out and we happen to split up, you will never take my son from me." He didn't mention Joby and Jason. He just said, "You will never take my son from me." It felt like it was a threat in so many words. What am I going to do? I just wanted to keep the peace. I didn't want to make waves. I didn't want to have our marriage already be on the rocks and dragging my kids in and out of a marriage. Even my dad, when I went to him and told him, and these are some of the things that are happening, he said, "Just be patient with him and see if things don't settle down."
Ed?
I did it for you.
The wounds from that will never heal. And I've learned to live with it. I've learned to go on. But I will carry this pain to my grave.
After work one day, when I went into the house, Ed was there, and he normally wasn't there at that time of day.
Ed?
And I could tell he had been crying.
What's wrong?
I thought something happened to someone in his family, his parents, or somebody was sick or something happened. So I asked, "What's going on?"
I was fired today.
He told me that he had lost his job at the bank for embezzlement.
I'm sorry.
How much?
$70,000.
70,000. Oh my God.
And I asked him, "How long has this been going on?" And he said 12 years. As he was talking, the puzzle pieces start fitting in. This is how he is like a bottomless money pit. And that's the reason I have this ring on my finger, because of him taking money that didn't belong to him. Ed said, "Please stay. I don't want you to go. I'm just begging you to stay and for us to work this out."
Please don't leave me. Please, please.
I felt like that at that moment, he was being sincere.
It's gonna be okay.
I'll make it up to you, I swear.
The bank did not press charges. He was going to meet with them and see if they could make restitution and pay it back. He said that he was going to use his 401k to pay it back, and that his mother was going to help him try to figure out how to come up with the rest of the money. It's all taken care of. Don't worry about it. after Ed was fired from the bank, Ed got a job as a claims adjuster for an insurance company. He seemed very interested in the fire and arson that he was learning about. One evening, we were at my brother's house, and my sister-in-law mentioned that they were interested in getting new carpet.
It is old and it is ratty, but we can't afford to get a new one.
Well, what if he didn't have to pay for it?
Ed volunteered information about how they could get new carpet if fire jumped out from the fireplace and burned it, that they could file an insurance claim. Ed said that fire is hard to prove. Sometimes it's hard to determine if it was actually an accident.
You can't be serious. You can go to jail for something like that.
Claire, relax.
I just said that is wrong. That's like lying, making a false claim. It's like stealing again. And he said, oh, don't worry about it. You're way too serious about this.
Cheers to the new rug.
All right.
He just blew it off.
There we go.
Ed came to me with a pamphlet.
Claire, you got a sec?
Yeah.
Just wanted to show you something.
Ed decided that it was a good idea to get some extra life insurance on the boys. Ed said that this is life insurance, but kind of has a dual purpose because it's not only a life insurance policy, we could cash it out and use it for their college tuition.
Honestly, this is the best thing we could do for them.
And I thought it was a great idea because at this point we were didn't have the money to pay for 3 college educations.
It'd be nice to give them something to hold on to.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
He was going to use this 401k to pay the bank back. This would help us a lot down the road.
What do you say?
Go for it.
I did not see the policies come in the mail. But I wasn't suspicious. Ed was a claims adjuster. I felt good about him relaying the information to me. I just thought, okay, it's all taken care of.
It just leaves you weak. I felt like this wasn't really happening, but it was. It was reality.
On August 26, 1986.
Claire.
Yeah?
I was in my classroom and the principal comes in to tell me that he received a call and that I needed to go home.
Something's happened.
He goes, but they want me to drive you home. And I asked him, what's the deal? What's going on? He goes, well, there's been a fire at your house. We got in his car and he drove me the back roads. We said very few words. He was super quiet. Pulling up in the driveway, I looked around and I saw the streets lined with cars, emergency vehicles, and kids along the sidewalks had their hands over their mouths and some of them were crying. And I knew that something was wrong. Severely wrong.
We are on the scene of a tragic drama which unfolded just a short time ago. Just over this fence, there is a storage shed. Now, most of the details are still sketchy, but there may have been an explosion.
Ed was waiting in the garage. I said, where are the boys?
Claire,
What's
stop.
happened? Where's Jason and Joby?
And he said, well, we've lost the boys. And I thought, it didn't dawn on me exactly what he was trying to say. In my mind, I was thinking, what did they just get scared and run off? Maybe they're hiding somewhere.
Well, let's go find them.
No, Claire.
And I said, where are they? And he said, Claire, Joby and Jason are dead. I felt like somebody cut me off at my knees, reached down my throat, pulled my heart out. I remember pushing him out of the way, and one of the volunteer firemen came up to me, and I sort of pleaded with him. I want to hold them. I want to hold my babies before you take them away. I just have to. And he said, so gentle and so kind, that I just have to encourage you not to go because they don't look the same. I told him I had hugged him and kissed him goodbye that morning, and he said, then that's what you need to remember. This is Jason. Jason was the funny guy. He was full of laughter, and he was a little mischievous. I guess he got that from my dad. He really liked music, so he would dance and have fun. He just had this flair, this extra jive about him. That was his personality. Joby's was more serious, and he was very competitive as far as athletics. He really liked sports. This picture is of Joby. Of the two, he was the protector. He was the protector of his brother. And while they were so close in age, they were always together. I don't think they remember a time when the other one wasn't there. Oh, this is my favorite. Yep. This is one of my favorite pictures, taken a few months before they died. This was from my sister's wedding. They were junior groomsmen. This picture looks exactly like the last time I saw them. Pictures are really important to me because they bring me back to a place and time with a happy heart. The volunteer firemen said that they found some things that could be salvaged. Their schoolwork, pictures. This is some of the artwork that the firemen salvaged from the fire and gave to me. Some of it is just singed around the edges. I said, why were those things out there? Because the last time I saw them, they were under their bed. And that was just a few days ago. They had to be placed in the storage shed by Ed, because Joby and Jason would never put those books out there. Anything that he could get his hands on, he put in the fire. And this is what's left. It was ruled accidental fire. I was told that the boys might have been in the building playing with matches, but none of this made sense. Why would the boys go outside to a storage building on a hot summer day? The next morning, everything was gone. No debris anywhere. But there was a sprinkler going. I said, why is the sprinkler out there?
Do you have to run the sprinklers?
And he said that he was just going to try to get the grass growing again.
You don't want to look out there and be reminded of what happened.
Who would do that? Not a parent that has just lost 2 children the night before. Very odd behavior. He said he was just trying to help. It would be better to clean all this up so you wouldn't have to look out the window and see what's left of the storage building. But Ed was not comforting. He didn't hold me. He didn't put his arms around me and say, we're going to get through this. It was almost as if Ed was erasing Joby and Jason from my life, from my memory. He tried to. I was trying to figure out a plan to get away from Ed, but I noticed that Ed was following me around, keeping very close tabs on me. How was I going to handle this?
Those couple of days there, those were just the darkest part of my life.
Ed and I went to the funeral home, and the funeral director was giving me choices.
I just never thought I'd have to make a decision like this.
I know it's difficult. If there's anything we can do to help.
And Ed said, well, you know what? We could just put them in the same casket, and then we just have to get one. And, you know, I said, absolutely not.
How could you say something like that? No, I won't do that.
They were individual children. They need their individual caskets.
Why don't I show you some other options?
It just seemed to me that he just doesn't have that kind of connection that a parent has with the loss of a child. It was sort of just taking care of business. He was already making a claim on the insurance policies. The boys couldn't have done this to themselves. I was very suspicious. I noticed that Ed was following me around, keeping very close tabs on me. I wanted to talk to my best friends. I couldn't have private time with any of them to tell them my feelings inside, how I felt like Ed was behind this.
So how are you holding up?
It's been a struggle. To be honest, I don't know.
We're doing about as expected, you know.
He made sure that he was right there in almost every conversation, so I could not have any private conversation with anyone.
Ed, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Please grab something to eat. There's plenty of food, all right?
I don't remember any kind of support from him that day at all. Ed was especially interested in us going on with our life in a normal way.
We're going to get through this together.
He seemed to have a pep in his walk, almost cheerful. He even grabbed my fingers, just held them and said, I thought if Joby and Jason were gone, this would bring us closer together. I just let go of his hand and I said, absolutely not.
Don't. John, wait up.
So when my brother offered for me to grab a few things and go to his house for a few days, I just knew that this was my chance to get away, that I needed to do it now. I knew the baby was safe because he loved the baby so much. I would take care of getting the baby later, which I did. Once I left that house, I wasn't going to go back. Several people had already been to the police. That's how the investigation started. It was just started out small and it grew. One of the first steps was to exhume the boys' bodies and send them to Dallas to have a very thorough, detailed autopsy. And the evidence showed that they had been placed in there when they were asleep. They had smoke and soot in their throat, but not enough if they're awake. Most fire victims, if they can't get out of a building, they find them in the corner. They find them huddled together. And they were separated from each other, but in a very relaxed position. The evidence showed that they made no attempt to get up. I believe that they were knocked out before he placed them in there. And then after the fire started, all those toxic fumes just put them to sleep forever. The investigation continued. Ed was free to come and go as he pleased for almost 10 months. Finally, Ed was arrested at his parents' house. When I see this picture of Ed being arrested, it gives me a little bit of satisfaction. When the jury delivered their verdict, Ed was convicted of capital murder, and he was sentenced to life in prison. Although it didn't bring back my boys, Ed's conviction gave me peace, and it just felt like a huge load was lifted off my shoulders that he was going to be locked up for life.
Arson cases once considered solved and closed are getting a fresh look in Texas. Ed Graff has spent 25 years in prison for killing his two stepsons. In 1988, prosecutors leaned heavily on photos of the shed's remains analyzed by investigators. But by today's standards of fire science, those investigators may not have been right.
Your heart just drops because I was told Ed would get a second trial. It was gut-wrenching, very gut-wrenching to know. Here we are all these years later, like 26 years later, and it creeps back up again.
Well, I testified in my first trial, and I would testify again, and all I can tell them is that I didn't do it. I loved them, and I treated them. I tried to treat them like my own.
It's a lie, just like he lied from the very beginning, from day one. The look on his face, I've seen that look before. And there's not a sincere bone in his body.
It's the good fighting the evil. I wasn't going to let him win. That's what I felt like this whole time. It was like, okay, we go to war again. Here we go.
After all these years of his lying and denying, Ed decided to plead guilty to murdering both Joby and Jason. And I was shocked. I wanted to hear him speak the words, so we accepted the plea. He had to stand before the judge in the courtroom and admit his crimes. And this is the part of the judicial confession that I heard that day. I, Edward E. Graff Jr., am pleading guilty because I am guilty of murder. I never expected to ever hear those words. I knew it all along, and now everyone else does too. Our governor created this law because the prisons were full, and he could qualify for mandatory release if he admitted his crime. Because of the loophole, it was immediate release. So it happened within weeks after the end of the trial in 2014. For those 26 years, we all had peace of mind that he was not out on the streets, that he was behind bars and he was locked up not to hurt anyone else. And now he's out, living in an apartment, driving his car, having the freedom that you and I have. What matters to me is that he admitted his guilt, finally, after all these years. But it hurts me that he was able to have his freedom for what he did. It's so evil. I will never have complete justice for what he did. Even if he died, even if he got the death penalty, he's one person, and I lost two. And those children looked up to him and depended on him for their safety. I'll never get over the deaths of my children.
I will just carry this pain to my grave. You learn to live with it. You have to go on. You have to go on, but you learn to live with it. Otherwise, you would just be a basket case somewhere. You know, I just refuse to let that happen.
My daddy told me that there were a lot more, but nobody would never find them. People come up and ask me, well, who is your daddy? And I always say, my daddy was Pee Wee Gaskins. He was a mass murderer. He was also my daddy, and I loved him. Most people only know the bad parts about Daddy. No one really knows he was a good father. He was loving, he was understanding, and he always wanted what was best for me. At the same time, my father was evil. He was evil. I mean, anybody that can do what he did was evil. This is myself when I was about 6 years old. My daddy wasn't really too much a part of my life when I was small because he was in and out of prison. I don't know why. I would ask Mom, where's my daddy? Why isn't he here? And my mama always said, your daddy's away and, you know, he'll come back one day. But she never told me that my dad was in prison. She never told me any negative about my dad. I was very happy at this time, very happy. I never dreamed I would have to go through what I did. I was born on April 17th, 1952. In a little town called Prospect, South Carolina. The very first thing I remember about my daddy, my dad came to the house and, you know, I was excited to see him because I hadn't seen him in a long time. I remember him going in our house telling Mama to get me and get in the car. I didn't know what was happening. So, you know, we got in the car, and then he locked the doors. But before we could leave, cops pulled in and surrounded him.
Donald Gaskins, stop right there.
They just come flying in there with their guns drawn and was telling Daddy to get out.
Please exit the vehicle with your hands up.
That's when I noticed that Daddy had a gun. He was holding the gun towards my mama and telling my mama not to move.
Donald, what's going on?
Honey, just stay here. Don't move.
I was terrified. I kept holding on to my mama, begging her, I want to get out, Mama, I want to get out.
Daddy, what's happening?
Just be quiet now. Everything's gonna be okay.
Kept saying, baby, don't scream, don't say nothing, just sit here. Mama's with you. It's gonna be all right. The law enforcement kept talking to him, asking him to please let us go. And, you know, he kept saying, no, I'm not going to let him go. You tell me I can leave.
You gotta trust me. Your daddy ain't gonna let nothing happen to you.
Finally, after a couple of hours, he did let me out. He released my mama. And when Mama got out, they just covered the car and drug him out of the car. It was a horrible feeling seeing them, throw him on the ground and handcuff him. I was crying. I was begging Mama, please don't let them hurt him. And they put him in the back of the police car. I asked Mama what they're doing to Daddy, and she said, baby, he did something wrong. Now they got to punish him. Just like when you do something wrong, you have to be punished. He went to prison for a long, long time, and I didn't see him anymore until I was in the 3rd grade. But Mama never told me why he was running from them. Nobody ever told me why. There's a lot of memories behind this picture. This was the year that the children was picking on me and making fun of me because I didn't have a dad. But then my dad got to come home. I was so happy that my daddy was back. I could go to school and tell everybody, hey, I've got a daddy now. But, they still picked on me and they still bullied me. I remember one specifically day that my dad and I was outside playing ball, and I was really upset because the kids had been really, really mean to me that day.
Honey, is there something bothering you?
No.
He kept saying, what's wrong? And I'd keep saying, nothing, Daddy. I didn't want to tell him because I didn't want him, to feel bad or anything.
I know when something's bugging you, and I think this is the time.
It's the other kids at school.
He said, people's making fun of me at school. They're picking on me, making me cry. He said, wait just a minute, baby. He said, we'll fix that.
You wait right here, okay? Got just the thing.
So he went to the car, and I remember him coming back, and he had a loaded pistol.
You take this.
What's this for?
And he gives it to me. And he tells me to take it to school with me, and if they kept on picking on me, to pop a cap in them.
Next time those kids bug you, you show them this piece.
He showed me how to release the safety, and he said, just point it and shoot. He just told me to go hide it, and don't tell my mama.
You hide that under your pillow, and she won't find it there.
I wanted to do what my daddy told me to do, but yet I knew that it was wrong. It kept bothering me. I mean, I can't do this. I can't do this. I said, I gotta tell my mama. She was furious, and she calls the cops, and they come and pick the pistol up. I really don't remember what they did with Daddy, but I didn't see him for a long time. He got out of prison when I was 15. I was married, and I was fixing to have my first child. I thought, well, maybe he's changed. He's going to stay out this time. But that's the very first time I've ever seen my daddy do anything to hurt me. I've always loved pets. I've always loved animals all my life. I did have some cats.
Tabby!
I never put 2 and 2 together that, he was killing them. But every time he would come, my cat would disappear.
Tabby, where are ya?
We couldn't find him.
Have you seen Tabby anywhere?
Afraid not.
I was sad, but he said, they don't need to be in the house. Animals supposed to be in the yard.
That's so strange. She hadn't been around all day.
Why do you care?
Daddy didn't like animals, and especially cats. He could not stand cats.
Probably outside where it belongs.
But I didn't know why my cats would disappear till years later. Now, as I look over the years, it could have been that he just needed to kill that cat instead of going out and killing somebody else.
Oh my God, what happened?
People started coming to the house and just disappearing. They never was seen again. This picture was my daddy, myself, and my cousin Janice Faye. And that was my daddy's sister daughter. We were pretty much the same age, and, you know, we were best friends. We just hang around the house and talk girl talk. We told each other everything. When I had my baby, I mean, she came and stayed with me to help me out. My daddy and Janice Faye was always close. You know, I can't imagine him ever want to hurt her. One afternoon, my Aunt Inez and Uncle Lamar came to my house, and they asked me, had I seen Janice? Was she at my house?
Hey, y'all, what a surprise. Daddy's not here right now, but if you want to come in.
Actually, Shirley, we're looking for Janice. We were hoping she was here with you.
And I told them no, that I hadn't seen Janice. She said, well, Janice had been missing for 3 days.
We haven't seen her or heard from her for the past few days. We were thinking maybe she ran away.
I don't think Janice would do that.
Her friend Patricia was missing with her. They were both missing. I was worried because, you know, I hadn't heard anything.
You'll let us know as soon as you hear from either of them, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
So I started asking people, had they seen Janice, and no one had seen Janice.
Hey, honey.
When my daddy came over that weekend, I asked my daddy, I said, Daddy, I said, have you seen Janice?
Have you heard about Janice? No one's heard from her in a few days.
I've heard, yeah.
But he showed no emotions. And he said, no. He said, I've been looking for her. He said, I don't know where she is.
Well, I've been talking to people around town. Nobody has seen her. Could be she just ran away.
But I knew Janice didn't run away from home. Janice wasn't that kind of girl. She would not have worried her mom and daddy like that.
I know something's not right. Janice wouldn't do something like that, Dad. Not without telling me first.
And if Janice Faye would have run away, she would have come to my house. That's how close we were.
Wherever she is, I'm sure she's doing fine.
Weeks turned into months. No word from Janice. Nobody knew where she was.
Now, let me go see my granddaughter.
Law enforcement said it had to be a runaway. They labeled her as a runaway. Years later, they found Janice Faye in a shallow grave down in Prospect, South Carolina, and they found Tricia Albrook in a septic tank in Sumter. Daddy had murdered them both. At this moment, just looking at my daddy and Janice Faye, it makes me angry. I try to block it out. I'm angry, sad, all in 1 minute. It was very hard to think my daddy had done it. It was evil. Nobody wants to believe that their parents is evil. We moved to a little place called Roper's Crossroads, and I had 2 more children. Daddy was living at Charleston this time. That's when all the people started disappearing. One afternoon, Daddy came to my house, and he brought this woman and baby, which was Doreen and her daughter Robin. They were friends of my daddy's.
Hey, Shirley. Can I ask you a favor?
I fixed them all something to eat, and he was telling me his house had just burnt down, and he said he had nowhere to stay at the time.
Well, Doreen and Robin are in a bit of a tough spot right now. They need a place to stay.
I didn't have enough room for everybody because my kids shared one bedroom, and there was my husband and I.
I don't know. I mean, the kids are already sharing one room. I don't know if we've got the space for 2 more people.
I told my daddy that I just did not have room for Doreen and the baby, that there was just not enough room.
Yeah. Okay.
He said, well, go ahead and give Robin a bath and put some clothes on her. I'll take her and Doreen to a friend's house, and they can stay there until, we can do better.
You go get the baby cleaned up. I'll talk to Doreen.
Okay.
I put her in the bathtub, and I dressed her in my daughter's little pink sunsuit. I remember telling her that I loved her and that I would see her soon. Doreen gave me a hug, and I told her I was sorry that I didn't have enough room, and she said she understood. Her and Daddy left.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey, sweetheart.
And he was gone for about 2.5 hours, and when he come back, I said, Daddy, where did you take Doreen?
Did you find a place for Doreen and the baby?
Yep, we did.
He said, just to a friend's house. I said, well, who was it?
Which friend?
No one you know.
Oh.
I was raised as a little girl. When an adult tells you something, you accepted what they said. I believed him. I never seen Doreen and the baby again. This is Doreen and her baby Robin. Haven't seen these pictures in a very long time. She was such a beautiful baby. I am so angry with my daddy for doing such an awful thing to this baby. I just feel like, why did they have to go so young? I still feel guilty. I mean, right now, in my heart, I feel like that I'm the reason that they're not here anymore. Why didn't I let them stay with me? Late one night, my daddy came over.
Oh, hey, Shirley.
I went to give him a hug, and I seen that there was blood all over his hands.
Oh my gosh, what happened?
I mean, there was a lot of blood on his hands. I mean, his hands was covered in blood. And I said, are you hurt, Daddy? And he said, no. I said, well, what's that blood doing on your hands?
It's okay. I hit a deer.
He proceeded to say that the deer run out in front of him, and he hit the deer, and I had to drag it off the road.
That's an awful lot of blood.
Yeah. Guess it was dark. So dark I didn't see it.
And around where I stay, deer run out in front of you all the time, and I have hit a couple myself.
Well, do you want me to wash those for you?
No. I'll take care of it at home.
He said, I got to get back home. I got to work in the morning. I'm going to throw these clothes away.
Oh, well, let me walk you out.
Okay.
But I walked him out to the car, and I looked at the car, and there was not a scratch on the car. It's kind of hard to believe that you hit a big deer, that it's not going to mess up your vehicle. But, I never questioned Daddy. I just figured, that's what he said, so I guess that's what happened. I asked my daddy, why did he do this? And he would say that every so often he just had that urge to see blood. He had to see blood. My husband and my daddy, they got along real good. They were very good friends. One day, him and my husband was outside, and he told my husband, he said, let's go kill a deer.
What, right now?
Yeah, right now.
My husband said, are you sure you want to go kill a deer? And Daddy said, yeah, let's go kill a deer. He said, I just want to see some blood.
Got the guns?
People back in South Carolina, you know, go hunting all the time. That's nothing unusual.
Come on, this will be fun.
He was very excited when they were gutting that deer. He was just having a great time doing that. Years later, when I went to see him in prison, he would say that every so often he just had that urge to see blood. He couldn't be still till he seen blood. Walter Neely was my daddy's best friend, and Walter used to come down to my house with my daddy a lot. Well, it was one night, Daddy and Walter came up, and these two boys came up with them. Johnny Knight and Dennis Bellamy, they were half-brothers. I'd never seen them before. I didn't know it at the time, but he had a theft ring going on. They would steal the cars and bring them to my house and hide them. I came out and I started talking to Daddy.
How's it going?
It's going fine.
And Daddy said that he was just buying cars to fix them up, to sell them, to make extra money.
You boys ready to wrap it up?
It was getting dark. And Daddy said, well, we got to go somewhere. We've got some things we got to do. And they left. Later on that night, maybe about 12:30, Daddy came back by the house.
Hey, Daddy, what are you doing here?
Hey, honey, I didn't mean to wake you.
I said, well, where's the boys? He said, they've already gone back. They drove one of the cars back to Charleston. I remember seeing blood on his hands. And I asked him, I said, Daddy, you know, what'd you do?
What happened? Are you hurt?
No, I hit another deer.
He said, you know how plentiful deers are. He said, another one run out in front of me.
I didn't mean to wake you up. Look.
He said, I got to go. Like he was in a big hurry. He was rushing. He didn't want to take time to talk to me that night.
You go back to sleep, all right?
He just left.
I'll see you next weekend.
Okay. Good night, Daddy.
Johnny Knight and Dennis Bellamy. I never seen these boys again. Daddy never said anything about them. They found them in a shallow grave in Prospect. But at the time, I wasn't suspicious, you know, because a lot of people came and, you know, would leave and, you know, I would never see them again. So, I mean, I really wasn't concerned or anything because I just figured, you know, that they went back to Charleston. One day, my daddy asked me to go into the trailer to clean it. And I said, sure, Daddy. I didn't go in the trailer maybe 2 or 3 times the whole time that it was there. I go in there and I dust and I wipe stuff down. I opened the closet to put something in the closet, and that's when I found the shoes. And it was a great big old pair of brown and white Oxford shoes. It kind of puzzled me because my daddy had a very tiny foot like I do. I said, no, I know they can't be Daddy's. Daddy's foot's not that big. I knew they were not my dad's shoes. Later that night, I asked him about the shoes.
Daddy, I found these in your closet.
I said, Daddy, whose shoes are those?
They're not yours, are they?
Nope, they're not.
I was getting suspicious. Something was not right.
Well, where'd they come from?
And he told me that somebody gave him those shoes and they were too big. He was going to give them away. Just confusing someone would give him a pair of shoes 4 sizes too big for him.
What's wrong?
It's just something's been bothering me lately.
I started thinking, I really started thinking, it's not normal for people just to disappear off the face of the earth and never be heard from again.
Don't you find it strange how many people have been going missing around here?
Missing? What do you mean missing?
I said, what is happening? I said, people are disappearing and, I never see them again. And he just said, they just don't want to come back around here anymore. They were friends or they moved out of state.
People move on.
Yeah, but it's just that.
Honey, I'm sure everything is fine.
And I said, are you sure, Daddy? And he said, yes. He said, I won't lie to you.
Ain't nothing going on. Let me have these. I'll take care of it.
My daddy had a very quick mind. He had an answer for everything you ever asked him, and he never thought anything about it. Later on, I learned that my daddy had murdered the boy that the shoes belonged to. They were Dennis Bellamy's shoes. I kept saying, no, it can't be her. It can't be her. Please tell me it's not her. People's disappearing, and I can't explain it. Why? And it's happening so much. I started thinking, I guess, a little bit more and wondering. One day, my daddy came up, and I saw a lady, and her and Daddy was standing up in the yard talking. Walter Neely, my daddy's best friend, was there. I had never seen the woman before. I came out the house. Daddy's back was towards me. He said he was going to fix everything. He knew how to fix it.
I can handle it. Don't worry about nothing.
Are you sure? I can't afford any mistakes.
And as I walked up, they hushed talking. It was like in the middle of a sentence, they just stopped talking.
Hi there.
Shirley?
Hey, darling.
I knew he did not want me to hear what they were talking about.
This is a friend of Walter's.
It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, too.
I said, what was y'all talking about? I said, y'all look so serious.
We're helping her with a little problem.
Is there something I can do to help?
No. Don't mind us. Why don't you go on inside where it's warm?
Then when I walked off, they stayed there for about 45 minutes, and then they left. Later, I found out this lady was dating this rich farmer, and he had gave her a horse and a diamond ring. When they broke up, he wanted his stuff back. And all of a sudden, he's missing. She had hired my daddy to kill her rich ex-boyfriend. My daddy buried him in a shallow grave right behind my house. I never dreamed my daddy was doing any of this. Never. Kim Gellican was a little 13-year-old girl that, this is very difficult to talk about her, I guess. I'm sorry about all of them, but she was a very special one, very special. My daddy brought her down to the house and said that her mom had died and she didn't have nowhere to stay. And he asked me, could she stay with me for the summer? And I really liked the little girl. She kept saying, please let me stay. Please let me stay. And I couldn't say no. Kim always called me Grandmama. She lived with me for the whole summer. She was like a daughter to me.
Okay. All done and pretty as a picture.
But one day, I started washing dishes, and Kim said, well, Grandma, I'm going next door to get me something to eat. My mother-in-law lived right there across the yard, so she walked out the door.
Are you coming too?
I'll be over in a few minutes.
Don't take too long.
About 15 minutes, walked over to my mother-in-law's and I said, where's Kim?
Have you seen Kim? What do you mean? Well, she said she was coming over here for dinner.
She said, Kim's not here. I said, what you mean Kim's not here? She left the house about 15 minutes ago.
I haven't seen her all day, Shirley.
I was freaking out. I was scared. I was nervous.
Well, you gotta find her.
It was like she just walked out my front door and just vanished into thin air. And so that's when I called my daddy. I said, Daddy, have you seen Kim?
Daddy, I need your help.
He said, I have not seen Kim. I said, Kim wouldn't leave without, telling me, Daddy. I mean, that's one thing I know.
Okay, well, I'll come right over. We'll look for her.
Daddy, we don't have time for that. We gotta call the police.
I said, well, Daddy, I need to call the cops. He said, no. He said, let me see if I can find her first. Don't call the cops. He was very firm. Don't you call them cops. And that kind of raised some suspicious because, I figured he would say, yeah, go ahead and call the cops. We got to find this girl.
I'll be there as soon as I can. Just promise me you won't call anyone.
Okay, but please hurry.
I kept thinking to myself, this is not right. I had to do something. I did call the cops. I reported Kim missing. This was the first moment that I ever went against what my dad said, but I just felt like this was so important, this child missing. And, they kept searching for her, but we couldn't find her. Later on, I found out Kim was buried in a shallow grave right on the other side of my house. My heart's breaking because I'm so close to her. She was like part of my family. She was my daughter. A couple of days later, we were all in the backyard, stacking our wood for the winter, and we heard a bunch of car doors slam. As I turned the corner, my yard was full of law enforcement. I mean, they were everywhere.
What's going on over here?
They said, we have a warrant here to search the house for Donald Pee Wee Gaskins. He said, have you seen your daddy? And I said, no, sir, I've not seen my daddy.
I don't understand. Why would you need to search the property?
They said that they suspected him in some murder cases. My heart dropped to my foot. Little things that I did not pay any attention to, it started adding up. The blood on his hand, the people disappearing. It was an awful feeling.
I'm going to need to ask you a few questions.
Sir.
They went into Daddy's trailer and they found a pair of brown and white shoes. I remember hearing one of the officers say, these are one of the boys' shoes. Law enforcement asked me, do you know where your dad is right now? And I said, no, sir. They said, if your daddy comes back, he said, you're to call the Williamsburg Sheriff's Department immediately.
Yes, sir.
My daddy was up in the top of the tree during the whole time they were searching everything, watching them. And after all of them left, he came down. And he said they're just trying to frame me. He said, don't believe what they're saying.
Shirley, I didn't do nothing wrong.
Well, then why are the police out there?
And he said, I don't want to get into it with you right now. I just got to go. I won't see you for a long, long time. And he left.
I don't have time to talk about it, but just tell the kids I love them.
I knew my daddy was running away. I knew he was trying to escape. It is so hard to know that my daddy murdered all these people. It was November the 20th. I'll never forget that day. It was a couple of weeks after he left my house that night, the last time I seen him.
Good evening, ma'am.
And there was 2 officers standing at the door.
Your father has been apprehended and taken into custody.
And the officers had told me that they had unearthed some bodies.
He's already shown us where he's buried the bodies.
I was done. I couldn't think straight. I was crying. I was beginning to realize that this was for real. I remember just starting to cry. It was the hardest thing in my life, I think, to really, accept the fact that my daddy was killing these people. That is Walter Neely. After Kim disappeared, they brought Neely in for questioning because they knew that Walter Neely and Daddy was very good friends. He got scared and he just confessed that him and Dad had killed Dennis Bellamy. They arrested my daddy trying to flee out of Sumter in a taxi cab. That's my daddy right there. He's pointing to a graveside, and this is where they're digging it up. My daddy had his own private graveyard down in a little town called Prospect, South Carolina. I didn't see my daddy again until his trial. This picture is where they were taking my daddy into the courthouse to be tried. They found my daddy guilty, and he was sentenced to death. I just started crying. And I couldn't stop crying. My daddy told me that there were a lot more, but nobody would never find them. He said he would go to his grave. He would never tell anybody where the rest of them was. The only one that he ever told me that he was really sorry about was my cousin Janice Faye. But that was the only one that he ever had any regrets about. I feel so ashamed that my daddy did this. I just wish I could change some of this. But I can't. the last day that I got to see Daddy on death row. I told him I loved him very much and I would always love him. And he asked me, he said, how can you forgive me? I said, Daddy, I said, you know, I forgive you for everything you've done. I said, you're my daddy and you are so special to me. I'll always, always love you. Nothing's gonna change that. And then he said, I love you with all my heart. And that's the last words my daddy ever said to me. Every time I tried to talk about it, I would, break down. But I went to a therapist, and once I got it all talked out, I finally started to heal. What helped me more than anything else through all this here, I went into foster care. I started taking care of other kids. I feel like that, if I can just shed a little bit of love and a little bit back into the world that he took out, maybe things won't be so bad. I know that he was an evil person. I mean, anybody that can do what he did was evil. But you can't just turn love off and on like a spigot. You love somebody, you love them. And nothing will ever change there. I do love my daddy, and I'll love him for the rest of my life.